Air guitar and air bass. This is something we were meant for. This could be our story. We could be Romo Mudo. Yeah. Romu. Wherefore art thy slick moves and power chords, Romu?
All right, everybody's ready. Here we go.
Yes, should I have... We're well away from the ball. We're back into our regular clothes.
We are well away from the ball. Actually, everybody roll a d20.
Okie dokie.
Ooh, I am not well away from the ball. I'm apparently taking some of the ball with me. I got a 1.
I got a 7.
I got a rock.
So, as is our custom,
I got a 15.
you have all spent the exact same amount of time away from the ball. But Deidre, you have also spent 15 days away from the ball. Luke, you're 1 week out from the ball. And Rodo, the ball was yesterday. It's amazing how time in the Feywild mixed with the astral plane kind of all blends together.
Ugh.
But in our ball, to recap, the party put on their finery. Deidre looked absolutely fantastic. Rodo, you had very light feet with your ability to waltz. And Luke, you got as much steak as you could stand on.
No, you fucking bet I did.
So the ball was in essence an attempt to get information from the Doar, the penguin traders originally from the Fae, that have separated out from the Court of Colors and mingle amongst themselves. Hence the ability to get information from them about another color Fae. During the ball, there was an infiltration of quicklings from the blue faction that warped in, quickly killed the Doar that could lead the way to the blue area of the astral plane in the Feywild, and then disappeared. The information that you guys picked up is that Lady Lavender, originally purple, is now somehow connected to a rosy red, or is a rosy red, and is with the Prince of the Blue, Prince Azul. So
she is rosy red, but she is with the Prince of the Blue.
Potentially. Colors kind of work very differently. There will be room to investigate. But the ball ended without the necessary information. Although you guys did make friends with some Doar, and one has even decided to come with you on your adventure. And if you remember correctly, there was an interest in a certain substance, but I'm sure that's not going to be important.
Is it that guy?
No,
oh, goddamn.
No, that guy wasn't a purple. That guy was, I believe, a blue.
Was he? Oh,
he was a part of the.
Yeah, he was a blue.
No, was he a blue? He
Yeah,
might
he
have
was a
been.
blue.
He
I
might have been a blue.
I thought he was
one of the
yellow, actually.
No, the
yellow.
yellow.
He was a blue.
The yellow one was the one that took to Luke and had questions about the scion of the primal sun, the ancient solar dragon that you guys had crossed paths with.
Oh, right. He wanted us to go back to that.
Right. He wanted all the information you guys could give him. So with that, is there anything from the ball that you guys have questions about or want to ask about, or things that I'm forgetting?
The only thing, since all of the blue Doars were killed at the ball, the only thing I'd probably really want to make sure of is that if the Doars are not functioning in the Court of Colors these days, do the other colors know how to get to blue?
There were potentially a couple others that were also killed. There was a red, a blue, and a purple, all seated at the head table, that were the first ones killed.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
None of the others knew the exact way to get there. So, the tasks you would have been sent on, you are headed now towards the Rock of Brawl, which you were headed to before, but you have instructions to find a lucky Luigi at a tavern called the Happy Beholder.
Ooh.
Oh.
But first, you have to get to the Astral Sea, and your FeyJammer is a Grumpy Gus, is still currently in wild space, heading out towards a silver ribbon in the distance that will guide your path to the Rock of Brawl.
I'm gonna see if I can. Oh, sorry.
Nope, go ahead.
I'm gonna see if I can find Alan Monroe.
You know that Al Monroe has spent most of his time in his quarters, as the ship seems to be autopiloting itself.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go down, Al Monroe will open the door, and he is in his elven form. And he will greet you and say, "You're here to have a spot of tea, aren't you? Come in."
Yes. Yes, I am.
As you come in, you are met with the reds of Al Monroe's room, which is starkly different from all of the other purple that dominates this ship.
Mm-hmm.
And he will pull a saucer with a little teacup from his table and very gingerly hand it over towards you and say,
Thank
"We haven't talked really much since the ball. My apologies."
It's quite alright. It was really busy.
And yes,
One of the sorry.
yeah, what bothers
Go
you,
ahead.
my dear?
I grip my cup. One of Ducard mentioned something to me.
Yes.
It's about the creature that I encountered. The one who believed that formerly owned my rod.
Oh, yes, he won't leave us alone, will he? Surely.
He wants you dead.
Nah, he knows better. I don't die easily. Trust me, I've been killed before. I always come back. But that's
First of
neither
all,
here nor there.
Worst of all, he wants me to do it.
Do you think you could?
What?
I meant, do you think that you could put a knife in my back?
No.
I don't think so either. I think that we've created a friendship of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
And that our friendship could pay dividends for both of us. We have a common interest. We could each be free of our bonds to this Fey that we're currently serving. We just have to finish our tasks.
Finding the lavender or this rosy red.
She's both, and neither. Fey are interesting creatures. I don't fully have it myself.
Rather confusing, to be honest.
Yes, but I do know that colors exist on a spectrum, and that sometimes those in the court of color shift on the spectrum. It unbalances the court sometimes. And we get dragged in.
Which is never...
No, yes, you've never, my dear. Have you never thought about the colors?
Not really. Well, where I'm from, the colors don't matter.
Oh, if that were only true. Have you ever looked through a prism and saw the light split?
I have.
It's quite a pretty sight. Have you ever seen the darkness at night and couldn't differentiate things? That is color without light.
Well, sometimes, but I can see through the dark pretty well.
Yes, but I'm sure in shades of gray rather than the light, vibrant shades of light. You see, light, dark, color, we've all become very used to it. And it plays more of a role in our lives than we think. And we often don't think about it. But
I've never thought of that.
the unfortunate part for you is that you've made a deal with the Court of Colors. It's best if we find a way to separate you from that deal, so you can return home without a weight of color on your shoulders.
I'm just looking at my hair.
He shakes his head and he says, I've told you before, it's more than skin deep. You can feel the dog still, yes? And he talks to you.
Yeah. I can still feel lavender.
That was a gift from the deal that you made. If the Lord of Lavender thinks that you're going back on his deal, and that you won't pursue his means, your deal will turn sour. And I promise you, you don't want to be on the opposite side of an archfey.
I imagine not.
Or for that matter, a fiend. Be very careful about making deals with the one that's trying to make a deal with you. Not many good things come from the hells.
Right.
How's everything on board? How are the spirits of your crewmates? Should we go check on them?
I think that'd be a good idea.
Come, let's head to the top. And he exits the room. He makes sure that the room shuts behind him, and he pulls the handle once to make sure that it won't budge. And then he heads to the top with you. And as he gets to the top, he looks out over wild space. He sees the silver sliver in the distance and nods. Not much other expressions on his face. And he looks and he says, do you think Luke's alright? He's made a deal as well, you know.
I think it's alright. Maybe annoyed.
Of the group, I think that the little dwarf man has probably made the best arrangements.
Well, of course, he has Moo.
Yes, he's quite a cute hamster, isn't he? And Rodo, Moo is sitting on that barrel looking out. He's just, for the entire one day that you've been there, he hasn't really seemed to move. He's just enjoying the view. And every so often he looks at you and he gets this look on his face that he's got an idea, and it looks like he's storing up ideas that he's going to eventually ask you about, and they probably all have to do with stories about you.
Roto actually finds staring out over the Astral Sea on the edge of the boat very calming. I'm definitely standing there with him, and there's going to be a lot of grace given to him because he knows to store those ideas up and ask about them later and not ruin this moment.
And the Astral Sea, you guys are sailing through nebulous clouds of deep greens and blues and purples. It's like riding waves, except there's no real thrashing against the ship. It's just like you're gliding through air.
I mean, you're going to end up with some deep purple when you go space trucking.
Indeed.
Come on. All right, I'm going to have that song stuck in my head now. Fair enough.
Moo stands up and pretends to play guitar in sync with you.
Oh, yeah, no, I've got a little bass going. Moo's got the electric guitar. We're a nice little air band. We could compete regionally, you know. I want to make that clear. And I'm probably like thinking thoughts in my head right now that I think Moo could even go to like, I don't know if the Feywild has like state, but I imagine they have regionals. So Moo and I could probably do airband regionals. I think we could go all the way.
If you offered Moo that opportunity, he would very happily take it.
Oh yeah, no, Moo is. I'm gonna be like, you've got good moves, Moo. This air guitar and air bass. This is something we were meant for. This could be our story.
And we'll headline together. We could combine our names. Moo. Mudo, we could be Mudo.
We could be Romo Mudo.
Domo Origato. Thank you.
Yeah. Romu. Wherefore art thy slick moves and power chords, Romu?
The sprite manning the crossbow taps you and says, "If you want, I can make a deal to give you quick fingers, if you know what I mean."
No, my dad had that deal. It was nothing but trouble.
He slowly backs away from you doing little finger crossbows and then takes his spot at the real crossbow and goes, "Hey, deal's on the table."
I appreciate the offer.
Luke, can you make me a Constitution saving throw real quick so we know where you're at? You're not exhausted from going on dream adventures with Pixelily, but every so often she does show up behind you and remind you that she's there. And anytime any of the other sprites or pixies try to get close to you, she always blocks them and says that you don't like to be touched.
Does she have war paint or any kind of like blood of our enemies smeared on her face yet?
If you would have suggested it, she would very cutesy put some like red paint on her cheek, or if you have any specific markings on you, she would try to very carefully, but not overdo it, but she would try to mimic that, and she would put it on her face.
I'm gonna look at her and be like, what in the fuck are you doing with your face?
You noticed me. I knew that you loved me, Luke.
No, I actually find you to be quite repulsive. I think I've discussed with you that I think cute things are disgusting.
I do too, so we're strong.
To pull out a quick dagger, and can I just make a cut on my hand real quick? I'll take whatever damage I need to for it.
Yeah, roll a you're not actually trying to hurt yourself, so take 1 point of damage.
1 point? Okay.
Take 1 point of damage as your hand starts to bleed Asimir blood.
And I'm going to smear it on my face, and then I'm going to grab her, and I'm going to smear her face into it, and then I'm going to throw her back up, if my sleight of hand will allow me.
She's not really going to fight you, so if you try to grab her, she will happily let you grab her, and when she does, she kind of takes her face and smears it all across the cut on your hand and goes, "We're together forever."
I'm gonna look at her and be like, now you look like a fucking badass.
Yeah, we
Still,
do.
Don't touch me. We're not together. I just am an idiot, and I made a deal with the Fae when I probably shouldn't have, so...
Hey, Luke, did you hear Roto and Moo have a band together, and they have a name? We could have a name. How does Pixifer sound?
No.
Do you want first billing?
No.
Luca-Lily. We could be Luca-Lily. All of the celebrities, all of the famous celebrities have a nickname. Our power couple name could be Luca-Lily.
Why don't you go tell all you little sprite friends that that's what's happening or whatever?
Luke, it's a deal.
I didn't say deal.
Luca-Lily's adventures.
I didn't say deal. You are not manipulating my words, you Fae.
You say it as a slur, but I know better. Luca-Lily away! And she disappears.
Oh my god, what did I get myself into? Oh, fuck.
The Doar comes over to you after watching your exchange. He has this little waddle walk, and his flippers go out, and his cloak kind of billows as he does it. And he says, "Did you want to make a deal with her? Did you want to make a deal with the Fae? That seems odd."
Not necessarily. I did it because I thought we were going to feed what seemed like fatal cakes to the banquet, and thankfully it doesn't look like anyone ate what we hopefully passed off as cakes, but I made a deal with that pixie to fix the cakes, and little did I know I wasn't supposed to do that.
No, supposed to, not supposed to. Really, the Fae will make deals for a lot of things. She seems to like you a lot, though. I don't know.
Maybe
it doesn't
a little
seem
too much.
It doesn't seem like you like her, though.
I like her a little more now. She doesn't look so cute. Now she looks, like she might like rip your throat out or something. I don't dislike her as much, but she's still small and she still plays cute, and I don't like cute things. So that's just how the cookie crumbles there.
So Lucifer wins the wedding.
Moo turns around and go, "We can play at the wedding!"
Roto nods very sagely, and then he calls over to the Doar. "Just so you know, you need to understand that what Lucifer just described means Pixelily is one of his top 3 favorite people in the universe."
That's true.
I've got to say, Roto, you're not too pretty or cute yourself, so you do hold number 1 spot, okay? So you so far are the most badass in my book. Deidre, your personality's too cute for me, I'm not gonna lie. You're too sweet, you're too kind. I don't like you. I don't like your whole shtick. But you can hold your own in a battle, so, I put up with you because of that. So, and Al, I still don't trust you, you fuck.
Al's face turns back to his Rakshasa form for just a second. He looks out with his reverse claw. He grabs his pipe and he says, "It's a mutual feeling. But I thought I'd still be in the top 3. Not being cutesy and all."
You at least make the 3rd spot right there. The 2nd spot is empty. Pixelily's not really in the list yet, but she's moving her way up. Deidre, you're like 3.5. You're just below Al, and that's only because you're slightly cute, but I like you more than the other people on this boat, so take it for what you will. It's the nicest
Roto's
thing.
going to shoot you some finger crossbows when you tell him he's the number 1 spot. Now, I have spent the last minute or so while you've been talking about whether you like Deirdre or Al Monroe more, trying to figure out what finger crossbows would look like with my fingers, and it is unsuccessful. I don't know what it is. The closest I can get is maybe I do finger guns with my fingers crossed. But that's what I got. But Rhoda's going to shoot you one of those and then go back to just like jamming on his airbase.
Interestingly enough, there are pistols and muskets in Spelljammer. Just so everyone is aware.
I'm still doing the finger crossbows. Like, are they crossed with maybe I put the middle finger in kind of a loop that touches on the index finger? That's painful to hold. Now
I'm trying it.
Right? As soon as you think, how would I do this? All of a sudden you want to do it.
Aha!
But Rhoda does it.
Do it. It's kind of... Yeah, I kind of did. It's like crossing your fingers and doing the pistol motion?
Yeah, I think.
I think I kind of did it.
Deidre, you hear a voice in your head that you know as Lavender, and he says, "You're my favorite person, much more than any of these others."
You're just too sweet.
If you want, I can teach Luke a lesson and wisp something away from him.
No, I wouldn't. He'll be upset.
I think he's always upset. It's his natural state.
Mm.
He does seem to have resting lich face.
Luke, at one point, the Doar will inform you that there's a way to get rid of a phase deal if you want to take it.
Well, do I have to? Can you just give me the information now so that I can do it later if Pixelelli starts to piss me off too much? I just feel like she might come into good use, and I don't want to get rid of her just yet. I feel like she might be of help, but in case I need it, go ahead and. How do I do it?
Well, first, there's an exchange that we have to do before I could give you information you understand.
Okay.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm a
Can I
Fey.
intimidate him by holding him over the boat?
That will require 2 separate rolls. One is you have to grapple him, which gives him a strength or a dexterity saving throw. And if you can do that, you can absolutely roll a intimidation check with advantage.
Okay, I want to grapple him. I'm going to walk right over to him while he's talking to me about making a deal.
All right, hold on. Give me a second, because he's kind of paying attention. So let me look at his duty stat block. Okay, he's going to do a dex saving throw against your... So your save is 15. He's got to roll a 15 or higher to avoid your grasp. And he fails. You have a penguin in your hand whose fur kind of vibrates purple. But like a penguin,
That's worth
you
2
might...
penguins in a bush.
He's a little bit oily, like you imagine a penguin might be.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to drag him over here, and I'm going to hold him over the boat. And I'm going to hold him real close. I'm going to whisper in his ear. Tell me how to get rid of the goddamn pixie.
Roll an intimidation check with advantage.
Don't do that.
It's going to be 23.
I don't think he's going to beat that in a contest, but let's take a look. He does not, but barely. He looks at you and he goes, I'll make a deal with you. I'll give you, I will give you I won't ask everything. I will just, there's a little favor, not a big favor. I was going to ask her something big, but we'll settle for a little favor.
Look, we're back on the ship right now.
It might not
That's
even happen.
what I fucking thought, and I want to throw him back onto the boat.
Make a strength athletics check.
Wow! Wow!
You go to throw him and you drop him over the edge.
Wow!
As happens on a FeyJammer ship, Deidre,
Yes?
you rush over. Here's what you two each see. You see this Doar penguin who's vibrating purple in this little cloak go down, 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 down. He gets below the ship and then he keeps falling, and then you see he slows, and then he starts to come back up towards you guys until he's kicking and flailing above you, and then you start to see him go down again. Would anybody like to try to grab him before he slips back down?
I'll try to grab him. I'll try to grab him. Hold my face!
I think rather than grab him, I would like to cast web on the side of the boat.
You can cast web on the side of the boat, and he will land in your sticky embrace.
Pull him up, pull him. I hit Luke in the arm. What were you thinking?
And he's going.
I would have been tempted as well. I admit it. I would have been tempted as well.
He is speaking in a language that sounds like bird squawk.
Hey. Can I roll for animal handling?
I'm gonna take you back in 1 second.
He's not an animal.
Well,
He's a fae.
fair enough.
The sprites might get mad if you start calling them animals.
enough.
You can roll a persuasion check.
Yeah, I'll roll persuasion. Hey, it's gonna be alright. Calm down. Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
You hear a voice in your head, and it's the Doar. He's speaking just to you. He says, "He tried to kill me. He really tried to kill me.
Yeah, he'll do that.
He dropped me below the gravity plane."
Yeah, he'll do that. It's okay.
I just wanted
You're
to
safe
help
now.
him.
It's okay. It's alright.
Pixelily appears above him, and she points a little dagger at his head and says, "If you try it again, you won't be back on this ship."
Oh, stop it, you.
He's mean.
He's just trying to help.
He's not
Then-
trying to help anybody but himself.
Oh, piss off.
She disappears in Luke's back pocket, or at least she appears to.
I go to help the dwarf to stand up. Here.
Rodo, how sticky is that web spell?
I mean, let's bring it up. The webs are difficult terrain and they lightly obscure their area. I'm going to consider the side of the boat kind of layered across it.
Luke is back.
Deidre, make a strength check to see if you can pull this Doar out of this web.
Can I help now that Luke's back? I'm gonna also help Deidre pull him up.
It is actually, if he didn't try to make a dexterity check to escape it, he is actually restrained for a DC
15?
DC 15 strength check.
Yep, that's what I figured. Luke, go ahead and roll a strength check as well.
19.
Luke, you pull him out and you have him back in your grasp, and he's squirming, saying, "Don't drop me again! Don't drop me again!"
He's not gonna drop you.
He's gonna drop me.
Trust me. If he wants to drop you, he will have done.
Can I try to throw him back onto the boat again?
If you want to try to, you can set him on the boat. If you want to try to throw him, make a strength athletics check again.
I want to just try to help him climb.
If you want to gently try to help him.
Yeah, I'm just going to try to help him onto the boat, not throw.
You put him back on. You can see he's shaking a little bit, and he's trying to calm himself, and he pats himself down with his slipper hands.
I'm going to get down on one knee. I'm going to grab him by what would be his shoulders, like on each of his wings. I'm going to be like, so, how do I get rid of the pixie?
He looks at you, and he says, you said you'd do a tiny favor, right? Something that might not even happen.
My favor was saving you, so that was the favor.
But I could save you? Favor?
That was the deal. Do you want to take another trip over the edge?
Not again.
He tries to duck behind Deidre. He squirms away from you, and he puts Deidre between you and him. And Deidre, he says, "He's gonna eat me.
He's not gonna eat you.
He's gonna eat me."
I'm going to look at the Duar. I'll be like, just know, you can run away, but now you're in debt to me. So now you owe me a favor.
He is right.
A forced exchange of good is not a valid contract.
Tell that to
Pixie
Luke.
Lily.
She pops out of your back pocket and says, "He's trying to separate us. He doesn't like Luca Lily."
This
I think you
had
should
his
kill
hands
him.
all up on me. He said that he wanted to get with me and that you could do nothing to stop him if he ever tried to make advances.
Uh-oh.
I think that our next adventure, we're gonna kill 1 million Doars in your sleep.
What about this one?
Oh, don't worry. This one's gonna get what's coming to him.
That's just a middle finger, dude.
That's not middle finger. It looks like...
But it is also a really good crossbow. I will say that.
He slides back behind Deidre and he says, "Help."
It's gonna be okay, I promise.
There's
It's not
rules.
gonna hurt you.
You don't understand. Doar have rules of acquisition that we have to follow. One of the
And
rules
what are
of
they?
acquisition is that a forced contract is not a contract if you can get out of it. You have to help us.
I love that we've encountered space for
Penguin. Penguins.
Space Ferengi penguins. Space Ferenguini? I'm gonna work on that. Let me workshop this in my head first.
I'll see what I can do. Can't guarantee.
Thank you.
Maybe you should hold off on making deals.
No more deals. I'm done with deals. The only deal I've got left is dealing with me old man.
And Pixelily.
No, that's something else. I can easily handle that.
Whatever you say, lover boy.
When you say you can easily handle it, she flutters above you and says, "Yeah, you can. Handle me with ease.
Go away, Pixie Lily.
I'll see you later tonight." And she waves and disappears.
Guess you got a date.
Deidre, did you see what I did to the Duar?
Don't you fucking dare. Unlike the door, I am able to kick your ass.
The Doar peeks out from behind Deidre and he says, I do have to warn you that free advice is seldom cheap.
Oh, as long as she leaves me alone during the day and she just wants to have these little adventures or whatever she calls them. Whatever. We've got shit we gotta do. Am I right? Where
I
we
believe
going?
the man is correct.
Just one more
That's
deal.
correct.
Lucifer, if you keep me safe until we get to the Rock of Brawl, I promise to tell you the information you need to know.
Is that a deal, Doa?
A deal is a deal.
I'm going to tie a rope around me, and then I'm gonna tie it also around him as well. And I'm gonna be like,
Well, if that's a deal, you're not leaving my side.
and I'm gonna tie the knot around myself.
We're literally attached at the hip.
How good is Luke's knot tying skills?
What kind of role would that be? Because I don't really know. I feel like he might know how to tie a good knot. You know, he's got some boots. He's got a vest that has some rope on it.
Okay, I'm looking at your character sheet. You're not proficient with sleight of hand.
Uh-oh.
So,
You know, survival could
You
also
want me
cover
to-
knots.
survival could cover knots. He's also not proficient with survival.
I'm proficient in strength, so I could tie the knots around him really, really strongly, and then just hold on to it. So essentially, I'm just like dragging him around like a leash.
Go ahead and make a strength check.
All of the other answers I could give would demonetize it.
Yeah, no.
Luke-
He easily slips out of your
Hold on, Deidre.
he slips out of your knot and he goes, it might be better if we're not tied together. I'm squishy. I need to run.
He has
You
a
can
point.
barely waddle.
You can barely
There's a lot safer on
ride.
the ship.
Oh, listen. If we run into trouble then, just know. Stay the fuck out of the way, alright? We don't need you getting hurt.
Just
Even if
remember,
Go back.
a deal is a deal.
And you told me you'd give me information if we got you to the rock. And that is
Safely.
the deal.
Safely.
Safe. We'll do our best to get you safely there.
No. Safe is alive. If stuff happens along the way, stuff happens along the way. But if you arrive there, still breathing, and not at risk of losing your life in immediate concern, then I consider that safe. Who knows what's going to happen from here to where we actually get to?
He has a point. Maybe it's best for you to be down below.
But I like seeing the astral waves against the side of the ship. It's so pretty.
Well, if we say you have to get down, then you get downstairs. Sounds reasonable?
Luke, roll an insight check.
13.
With a 13, you know there are probably safe quarters that you could put him in.
Can I put him into a barrel?
I don't know if that qualifies as safe, but there are roles which could put something in a barrel.
Just toss him in the barrel.
Would I
Hey,
know
get the barrel.
where these safe spots are that is not a barrel? Because when you say there's safe spots to put them, Luke, first instance, when he's looking around the deck, he's going to see the barrels and he's going to like look back at the Doar, look back at the barrels, look at the Doar, and then it's going to essentially like swap scenes to him shoving the Doar into a barrel and pushing the lid down on top of him,
We have
essentially.
big ass-
That is a perfectly legitimate option, and I use legitimate there in a very broad sense. I was thinking more of, that there are compartments underneath the deck.
I myself am just gonna do something fun because I feel like I'd have to with Lucifer. He would not think about that. He would not think about that at all. He would see what's only in front of him. With that, I just had to do a quick wisdom check just to see if he would even have the wisdom to notice that there's also multiple floors. No, with everything that just happened with Lucifer dropping him overboard, he would immediately just look on deck and see those barrels, and that's where his brain would go.
He sees you looking around. Make a charisma saving throw real quick.
6.
He starts to quickly waddle away from you like he knows. He goes, "Help! He's gonna put me in a barrel! He's thinking it." Do you let him just run away?
I'm gonna give him a real big devious smile as my shadow descends upon him.
I just shake my head slowly. You are horrible at times.
So the day goes on, or what qualifies as a day for this. Is there any other conversations that the party wants to have at this moment?
No.
Not at the moment.
Okay, so on this ship, most of the time it's a waiting game. So everybody go ahead and roll a d20 again so we know how much time passes.
Okie dokie. How did everyone roll 4?
Roto, you're 2 days out from the ball. Everybody else are weeks. Roto, it was a good ball. I would stay as close to it as I could too.
I mean, it was lots of fun. That's all that matters.
So 2 things. 1, Luke, roll a Constitution saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Luke, you there?
10.
Take 1 level of exhaustion.
How do I do that? Because I have never known how to do that.
Under conditions, there is levels of exhaustion at the bottom. So, on the right-hand side of your sheet, underneath your hit points, you'll just click 1 level of exhaustion, which will...
Oh. Wow.
You'll get some disadvantages. So in your dreams, you have been spending the last 4 nights slaughtering doars in your sleep. And every single one of them look like this purple one that you have tried to at least mentally stuff in a barrel. And Pixie Lily is getting her revenge every night. Everybody else, just a quick question. How would you guys kind of pass the days on the ship with nothing happening?
I mean, I've only been out on sea for a day, so Moo and I have, we play a hand or 2 of cards, and then we practice the airband routine again. It hasn't been that long. We're not bored yet.
As long as you're interacting with Moo, he never seems to get bored. Moo likes you very much. Deidre,
I like him too. He's good company.
Deidre, how would you be passing the time?
I would be passing the time either playing with Lavender or tending to the plant.
Okay, so when this new day breaks, The Silver Sea, which had been a long, far off thing, suddenly and very quickly starts to creep up on you. It seems to get bigger and bigger by the hour. And Al Monroe has been back at the helm, much like at the start of the ship, or start of the voyage. He hasn't moved from that Spelljammer helm. He hasn't moved an inch. He's back in full concentration mode.
Interesting.
And as the ship approaches, you see a brilliant and powerful silver flash off the starboard side. So off to your right, you see a big, gigantic flash explosion. And
What was that?
after a second, the sound hits you. Everybody make a dexterity saving throw as this shockwave moves across everything.
Not 20.
4.
Rodo, you are knocked prone.
Unfortunate.
Also 4.
Luke, you are knocked prone. And as that happens, you feel the ship shake and the boards themselves might come apart.
Ooh.
And just as quick as the first one happens, you see another one off to the port side. And the Al Monroe pulls the ship up like he's trying to go over it.
Everyone hang on.
And everybody roll a second dexterity saving throw.
Even if we're already prone?
Even if you're already prone, because you guys can roll. And Luke, let me look up what all qualifies under exhaustion here.
I don't think it hits saves yet. I think it's just skill checks
Okay.
at first level. But do you want us to be at disadvantage if we're prone from the first one, or just straight rolling?
No, just do a straight roll.
Oh, thank God.
Where's the chat at? There it is.
Where's the chat?
For the on D&D Beyond, I was having a hard time finding it. Excuse me.
You're excused, man.
Okay. So, Roto, you don't roll, but the ship is almost vertical from what it was before. You are held tight to the gravity plane, so it doesn't feel like it's rolling. Deidre, you get knocked prone as well.
Oh.
And Luke, go ahead and roll a dex save if you haven't.
I did, and it was 18.
Okay. It's not showing up, but... Alright, so...
I know, for some reason, my stuff isn't showing up there at all.
That happened to Bloop too the other day.
I'm gonna restart the app. Hopefully that works. I can re-roll it if you want.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
So as the ship is vertical, you hear Al Monroe yell, "Goddamn Githyanki," in probably the first real show of emotion that he's done. And as that happens, one more silver explosion explodes almost on the deck of the ship, and the ship comes to a screeching halt. And you are all stranded looking out into what is essentially the start of the Silver Sea. And
Oh.
Al Monroe comes over. Everybody can get up from their prone position. And he stands out looking over and he says, The information they gave us wasn't as reliable as I'd hoped.
What do you mean?
We were supposed to have the information of the location of those mines. Either the mines have shifted, or the Githyanki betrayed us. This is only the first problem. I am disconnected from the FeyJammer.
No!
We're dead in the water until we can reconnect.
How long is that going to take?
I don't know. The bigger issue is what those mines trigger.
What do you think it triggered?
And as he says that, out in the distance, you see several FeyJammer galleons burst onto the scene and start to slowly drift towards you.
Where are
Well,
those?
now, those look like bad dudes.
Al Monroe
Interestingly enough.
Al Monroe says, imagine a custom agent.
Oh, God.
But-
Did you say government?
Yes, deep
I gotta step away
bureaucracy.
for a second, guys. Sorry.
It's okay. And Al Monroe says, there's an unfortunate circumstance that I think you all need to be made aware of.
And that is?
That the ship is more than us. Are you aware of the price of pixie dust at the Rock of Brawl?
Not really.
It's quite expensive, and it's quite heavily taxed if it's moved through regular ports of entry, if you understand what I mean.
I guess.
There are ways around the normal routes. But normally there has to be correct information given. And in this case, there doesn't appear to have been. They're going
Well,
to
I'm not-
board us. Unless we manage to get out of here.
Well, let's think how to fix this to get it going again.
Luke, the Doar waddle runs up to you and taps you with his flipper and says, "You promised! You promised!
You're not dead yet.
He promised! He has to keep me safe!"
Again, you're not dead yet. We just have to fix a problem.
If they catch us, we're gonna be dead. If they catch us, we're gonna be dead.
Okay, how about you go downstairs? We got this.
I should hide.
In the barrel.
No,
Is there any chance I could possibly do like a non-lethal hit to the back of the head to knock his ass out?
yeah, just make an unarmed attack first. You can certainly hit him.
All right, 16 to hit.
16 hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Let's see how hard. Well, actually, it'd be an unarmed strike. So, let's just say you don't hit him strong enough to knock him out, but he does waddle back, and he goes, "He hit me. He's not keeping me
Okay.
safe."
Okay, how about I get you downstairs for a steak, okay? Sounds like a good idea?
Okay, but there's places that you can't let them look.
Of course. Just
This
point
poor
me at height.
Doar.
hit
I
me?
do genuinely
I
feel
know.
sorry for this
Yes,
guy.
I know. He hit you.
When you and the Doar get downstairs, he looks and he
Poor-
says,
Oh god.
I'll do my best to hide the stash down here.
What
You
stash?
You have to keep them out of this area, okay?
Trying to find a spot to hide.
He puts his flippers on your arms on both sides and he says, if they find us, we should go to jail. Do you understand? Do you realize the sentence for pixie dust we could get carrying this much of a load?
I don't know.
Be cool, man. Be cool.
I'm being cool. Just
Be cool. Don't
Is he
let him
shaking?
down here. He's trying to shake you. Yeah.
stop trying to shake me. Just go hide into the bed or somewhere.
Hide under the
And where are
bed.
you? And where are you? Get that stuff off of you.
What? What stuff? I'm gonna hide.
Go hide.
He pops into the room and he stashes himself away.
Okay. Problem solved. Okay, let's think how to fix the FeyJammer so we can get out of here.
I think we're in unfortunate circumstances, my dear.
There has to be.
Have you ever interacted with any... He looks out again. He sees the type of ship and he goes, they're either GIF or astral elves. Have you ever interacted with either?
I remember other than the gift we interacted.
The GIF are insane. Just be warned. And as you guys talk, the lead ship gets ever closer.
We had to keep them from going down below.
So,
I start to draw my sword.
Al looks at you and he goes, maybe as a last resort. Just if we have to kill them, we might not have the warmest welcome in Brawl.
So please look at her. For once.
Calm down. I'll keep my chill. I won't let anyone down there though.
Thank you.
I think we can all agree on that. Yep.
As the party talks, a separate smaller ship breaks off from the galleon. It's shaped like a bullet. It's fully enclosed, and it starts to pull up besides the group, and it opens a hatch, and out pops the head of a gigantic hippo man who says, well, what's up there? Why are you taking this route?
We were given directions to get to the shore this way.
We're
This-
heading to the Rock of Brawl, are we not?
This isn't an approved route. What you
It's
hiding?
not? We're not hiding anything. We're just trying to get to Rock of Brawl.
Well, Prince's orders. We're gonna have to board and check you for contraband.
Contraband
Aha!
isn't that a little objective?
Contraband
I know
is
what kind-
prohibited.
I know what kind.
Go
I
ahead,
know
sorry,
what kind
Roto.
of band. I know what kind of band you seek. Moo!
As you
Here's
call
our moment to shine.
over Moo, make an insight check real quick.
14.
He seems to be a little nervous. He claws at your side and he whispers in your ear. That's the police.
Are they not fans of imaginary music?
Maybe if we sing a song by the police.
Mr.
Don't stand so close to me might be very appropriate right now.
I'll start and then you follow.
Agreed.
A second hippo man pops his head out of the bullet. Did you tell them we're boarding? It's time to board.
Maybe if you could point us in the right direction?
Yes, don't worry. We'll give you a citation for avoiding the main routes after we've searched your ship. Roto,
what
make
if we didn't know?
Roto, make a performance check with advantage real quick.
What if we don't know where the main route was?
A third hippo
11.
man. A third hippo man pops his head out and says, "Hey you! What you doing over there? You trying to distract us?"
No, we're playing music in our imaginations for your viewing pleasure.
Oh boy.
Perkins says, "We are not pleased.
Sorry about this.
Clear the deck. We're boarding." And
Don't stand so close to me. Can you not
See?
hear the music?
Lucifer knows it, don't you know it? Don't
Perkins
stand.
Perkins lands on the ship. Luke, make a performance check with advantage.
18.
Brahe jumps on the ship and he says, "That one's got talent. That one with the weird space hamster?
Don't stand.
Crawdad jumps on the ship and he goes, "Don't worry, I won't stand too close to you."
This man gets it.
So, Perkins does most of the talking. So where are you guys coming from?
We were where were we just?
Al Monroe pipes up and says, "We were just coming from a fishing expedition."
Mm-hmm.
There were some giant fish that we were spearing. No catch, unfortunately, though. Brahe comes to you, Luke, and he says, "Do you know any other songs?"
Do you fancy anything? Would you like Would you like a request?
Maybe from this one. I don't know about from that one.
Wait, from Rocco? Or
Me? Do you mean me?
Yes, you have a golden voice.
Oh, thank you. I know some songs from my village and from my travels. I've hung out with some bards.
Have you ever heard of the grunge bards? We love them.
Oh, I've heard of some grunge bards. I've heard they don't get much time for adventuring because they're so busy being famous and touring around.
Yes, there is quite a grunge following on the Rock of Brawl. It's quite lovely. Perkins pipes up. "It's not lovely at all. Stop it."
I've never heard of Gruntba. Oh, hello.
Deidre, this big hippo man taps on your shoulder and says, "Are you carrying any contraband on this ship?
No?
Make a deception check.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
He looks at you like he doesn't believe you, but he doesn't say anything. He does walk past you, and he starts fiddling with the barrels up front.
Now, can I just kindly ask, because I'm not really from around your parts, what do you consider contraband?
He looks at you, and he says, "What parts are you from, friend?"
Well, as you can tell from my godlike skin, I'm an Isomar.
I've known a few.
My roots in origin are kind of up for question and debate because my dad didn't really like to, pay a lot of face, so don't really know who he is or where he comes from or where that part of my family is. But the more boring human side of me is from the mountains. But I'm not sure if you know what mountains are because we're in space right now. See, the thing is, I got magically teleported here, and I haven't really figured out how or why. All I know is Mr. Owl back there needs some help, and this is not the first time I've been hired sword, so.
A hired sword. Interesting.
Only, it's not really a hired sword because I haven't actually been paid yet. So, I mean, I guess it's just like room and board. I guess I'm more like just general security at this point because I'll get room and board and I'll stay on the ship for the most part and make sure there's no, threats or unnecessary company.
In other words, he likes to smash things with his sword.
Smash, slice.
Crawdad grabs the top.
Leave.
He grabs the top of the first barrel and watches you to see if you'll do anything, and then he slowly starts to pry off the top. Do you guys do anything to stop him?
Nope.
Hold on. I don't do anything now. I take things literally.
He looks down on the first barrel and closes the lid. And he says, it'll go easier if you just tell me what's here.
Then
Didn't we already tell you that there's nothing here, though? I mean, I feel like you're now looking for stuff, and from what I know in the area I'm from with law enforcement is sometimes when they're extra snoopy and they're looking for something that isn't there, they only find it because they put it there. So, what are you looking for?
Well, have you ever had elf paste, son?
What?
Elf what?
That?
Elf.
What?
Elf paste. It'll mess you up for a week.
Listen, I would never grind an elf into paste and then ingest them in any way. That is totally inhumane.
Revolting.
Perkins comes up to you, Rodo, and he says, "Tiefling horn? Are you guys
Excuse me?
smuggling any tiefling horn?"
The
No
only
tiefling horn here.
Deidre's head, and if you touch so much as a hair on it, as long as you make her look a little bit more vicious and fierce, I won't do anything. But if you hurt her, I'll kill you.
I don't know that they're offering. I don't know that they're offering makeovers. I don't know that they're offering makeovers here.
Brahe steps up to you, Luke, and he goes, "You wouldn't kill an officer of the court, would you?"
I'm gonna look down at him real serious and be like, we're all just human in the end. No courts when death's at the door.
Roll an intimidation check with disadvantage because he's not human. He looks at you. Brahe taps his fingers together and says, I'm not a human. Neither is anyone else on this ship. And he takes a step over towards the
wait.
hatch.
Well, I'm going to immediately.
Right.
Okay, go ahead, DJ. Because what you're doing is a lot better than what I'm about to do.
Deidre, what do you do? You
I
reach.
reach for him. Sir, wait.
Yes, my dear.
It's best not to go down there.
Why not?
Well, some of our crewmates are very ill, and last thing we want is you or any of your own to get ill too.
Roll
Preferably treat them.
Roll a deception check.
So please.
Can I give her advantage?
Can he?
You
Please?
can, if you describe for me how you give her that advantage.
Absolutely. I use minor illusion to make the sound of coughing at the port to the downstairs.
That is brilliant. Deidre with advantage.
All right, thank you. And also, I still have my heroic inspiration.
Yes.
So can I use Sosu?
Yo, yeah. For anything you want to re-roll.
Perfect.
Woo! That 20 is better than that too. Brahe stops from going downstairs and he looks at you and he goes, Have you seen a space doctor?
That's what we're going to
We
do.
were hoping that there was one in Brawl.
We're hoping to find one in Brawl as soon as we can. We were given directions to go from here. That might be the
Deidre.
fastest.
As you're saying this, yeah, I just want you to be able to sneak in a quick look of you seeing the Sunblade about to be like, you had stopped him right when I was about to stab him in the back.
So please, have some heart. As I hold Brahe's hand. Please, we're just trying to get some help.
At least for the moment, he doesn't go down and he walks over towards the Spelljammer helm and he looks and he says, This is an interesting ship. I don't think I've ever seen one like this. Is it registered? And Monroe says, Of course it's registered. Check with the Registry of Wizards. And Brahe looks doubtful. Perkins looks at Moo on your shoulder, Roldo, and he says, What's his name?
This is Moo. He's my companion, bandmate, co-writer, best bud. And I'm going to hold up a hand. Still going with the air base with the other hand.
Moo
And he's going to give me a little fist bump.
Moo nervously gives you the fist bump. And Perkins says, Has this one ever been to the Rock of Brawl? And Moo shakes his head.
Don't think so.
I hope there's not a warrant out for a little space hamster who's caused havoc. And he leaves it at that, and he steps away. Crawdad is going to open the second barrel as everybody's talking. Does everybody just let him open the barrel?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. And you'll be in a world of pure animation.
Sorry, I don't have my heavy metal voice right now.
As he does, he sets it back down and there's a look on his face. And he says, little bit of residue here. Have you guys been transporting any pixie dust?
What? I mean, we have pixies on the ship, but
Well, live
Okay.
pixies are legal. Pixie dust, something else.
What's... what do you
We only
mean?
have pixies and not pixie dust.
Mhm.
Perkins says, you wouldn't be planning on milking these pixies, would you?
Why on earth would we do that?
We're not planning to milk pixies.
No,
That's
that's barbaric.
they're really more they're really more work friends, acquaintances really.
Interesting. Would you mind if I took a look down below? And Crawdad takes a step and he goes
Please,
by you, Deidre?
wait, how that? Miss, sir, please.
Oh, I don't think you want to go down there.
That's where our sick is right now. Please, just leave him be.
Well, then maybe you can explain to me that dusty residue in that barrel over there.
Listen, I made a deal with the pixie and she's got the hots for me and I can't tell you what she does with her free time, okay? All I can tell you is I'm a bit of an idiot and I made a dumb deal with the pixie who had the hots for all of us because we all go on adventures and she just wanted to go on adventures. So, kind sir, if you want to question her, you can do it in your time, but you're not going down there.
Look, please calm down.
I don't know if that's fully a lie or not. Roll.
I don't know. You'll have to ask her.
Luke, roll your choice of either a deception or persuasion, whichever one you're better at.
They're both the same, so I'll do deception. Because I'm lying out of my ass. I'm just talking out of it. 12.
Okay.
Score.
He steps back and he says, "It's possible." And Brahe says, standing behind you, goes, I got into an affair once or twice myself. Never with a pixie. But addiction's a hard thing to kick, son.
Don't I know? I'm so addicted to all the things you do. What I'm talking about, Brian, you know?
I just saw the space hamster picture in the chat, and oh my god, that is awesome.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Luke, roll a performance check with advantage.
Bet. Performance. It's gonna be a 21.
I'm so addicted to all the things you do when you're going down on me in between the sheets.
Yeah! Pixelily pops up. She says, "Don't let him intimidate you, Lucifer. We got this." Brahe goes, "Is that the one?"
Oh, yes, don't remind
Yeah.
me.
"Don't worry, there are plenty of pixies in the sea. You can get rid of this one." She gives a mean
I'm gonna
look.
smack him.
You're gonna smack which one?
I'm gonna smack Brahe. Don't you talk about my pixie
Can I-
like that.
Can I grab Luke for his
I'm
hand?
gonna do a whole wind up. So like, I'll give Deidre time to stop, but like to stop me. But like, it's a whole wind up, and I'm definitely gonna go smack him for trying to talk bad about the pixie that I made a deal with. No one talks bad about my pixie but me.
No.
Deidre, see if you can do either a.
And if my pixie looks badass, then I don't even talk bad about my pixie.
Deidre, do
Okay.
either a strength or a dexterity saving throw, whichever one you're better at, and beat a 15 or higher DC.
Okay, it's a saving throw.
Yep, because you are scrambling to grab his arm.
God damn it.
Luke, roll an unarmed attack.
You know, with that big mistake, I might as well get the hit.
17 is high enough to hit this GIF. So he's going to take 4 points of damage. And everybody please roll initiative.
You idiot.
Whoa. Listen. I just didn't appreciate about how you were talking about my deal that I made. It's not your place to talk bad about my deal that I made with my pixie.
Lucifer, you could have just let it go.
Don't worry. You'll have your chance to talk your way out of it.
Good, because I got a nat 20.
All right, and Rhoda, you would have certainly had a long rest.
Oh, right, yeah.
All right, Luke, you want to try to cool things down, right?
Yeah, I'm instantly gonna smack him and then realize what I did and be like, whoa, I take fault. That was my bad. But listen, it's my pixie that I made the dumb deal with. It's not your place to talk bad about my decision. So, if you wouldn't kindly retract those words, kind sir, and I will take whatever fine or fee or slap on the wrist you want to give me, and we can go about our day.
Roll a persuasion check.
15.
Not bad. We'll see if it works when it gets to them.
Oh boy.
Rodo.
Have they actually drawn guns or anything yet?
No, this you're in the instant that it happens. They're all kind of standing there. Weapons aren't drawn yet, but the tension's high. The tension is high.
I will gently and very intentionally put down my airbase. And I'm just going to look at Perkins next to me and go, wow, some people. I am going to hold my action. Yeah, I'm going to hold my action to... Yeah, all right. I'm going to hold my action to cast... if and only if they start to attack, I will cast Ray of Frost on them. It's just... We're not going to waste a slot on this. I hope it doesn't happen.
Okay, so you mentally prepare that, and there's a physical component preparing this too, and you kind of see Perkins in front of you start to frown.
I am simply doing some finger exercises. I've been playing air bass now for days.
What are we doing here?
Okay.
We picked a fight with space chips.
Hippo!
The California Hippo Interstate Patrol.
You're right, though.
Deidre, you go next. You guys all rolled high initiatives.
Please. Please. Hi. Let's not do this tonight, please.
You can roll a persuasion check.
I'm also trying to do performance from Sabrina's Carpenter's Please.
If you want to do a performance and kind of make this a big production, like over the top, you can absolutely do that.
I'm not sure what I can do, but is it a flat roll? I'm guessing.
You guys do not have advantage against the people that you just hit in the face. No.
Oh, me with a chainsaw. All right, might as well. Please, dice gods, for the love of Pete, fuck me.
Okay.
No.
So you try to put on this big dramatic scene, and it does not look big or dramatic. All right, let's see how the GIF handle it. So
I got a 15, so that's
might be something.
Luke, you see Brahe, the one you hit, ball up his fist. He doesn't draw his sword. He doesn't draw anything else. He balls up his fist and he says, "I accept your apology." And he throws his fist at you. And he misses. And he misses bad. He swings his hand in front of your face, very easily dodged. And Perkins and Crawdad each start laughing at him and go, "Ah, that's enough." Couldn't
Is
hit.
there enough of his momentum where he misses where I can trip him and have him fall overboard?
You could try.
No, I like if it's just like the kind of deal where like he goes to punch and he missed and he just like had the momentum where he could like catch on my foot and then just whoop. It's not like I want to push him over. I just want to. He missed. Like it's just like one of those things where I just like step off to the side and he misses and he just goes. No, we're good. We can just move on. Damn, we can just move on. We're good.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've caused enough chaos.
I'll give you a path that you can do that if you want to do that.
No, I'm okay. Let's move on.
Okay, he swings and he misses. The others start laughing. And let me see how hurt this gift's feelings are. Okay. The other two don't do anything yet, but we're not out of initiative order. Luke, it rolls back to you. He just tried to punch you after he's saying he forgave you. Do you try to keep things soothed over, or what would you like to do?
I'm just gonna kind of like look at him real sad and just be like, "Oh man, buddy. Well, we've all missed that punch before." And so are we good? Are we good? Can we all go about our day? Well, you can point us in the right direction for the correct route we're supposed to be on. We'll make sure that my pixie here is not milking herself all over the place anymore. And we can all just be fine and dandy, yeah?
When you say milking herself, Pixie Lily puts her arms crossed under her little pixie breast and goes, "Humph." Roll one more persuasion check with advantage.
$16.
Okay. Before we get to the GIF, Rhoda, would you like to do anything else?
I'm just gonna look at Perkins and say that was a good one.
Ah!
And no, I'm not doing anything.
Brahe's an idiot. Couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Deidre.
I go to Brahe and to tap his arm. It's all right. Not everyone gets a good hit once in a while.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check as well with advantage.
Okie dokes. Persuasion. 9.
He doesn't look at you convinced or otherwise. He just kind of looks at you like, what are you doing?
Hey, sorry.
And Brahe, in what seems to be an attempt to save face, dusts his uniform off, pulls back and says, well, I see there's no contraband here. I will give you a fine for crossing this way. I expect to see you in court when you arrive at the Rock of Brawl. No more mischief. And you, young man, I will see you in the fighting pits. Consider it a challenge, a duel. You'll be beaten silly after I take off my badge, sir.
Okay there, Brahe.
Oh boy, I feel like I'm in a Monty Python skit.
And he takes big hippo steps away. Do you guys just let him go?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, the 3 hippos say, we'll meet again. Don't try to ditch your court date. If you do, there will be severe consequences.
Did they give us a paper or like any physical thing
Have we
saying
been
when our
given
court date
anything?
was?
They will leave physical papers behind when they leave, yes.
Who do they leave them with? Is who is like more specifically of what I'm asking.
Perkins is actually the head of the 3, so standing next to Roto, he will hand this citation to Roto.
But okay.
I'll make sure this gets filed.
Perkins says, you look like you're the one in charge here. Certainly more sense than the others. You would know better than to run from the law.
Absolutely, my friend. I can't imagine doing such a thing.
No breaking the law, you two. And he starts to step away. And the others all go back to their bullet-shaped ship. And they say, your ship should be back online in about a day. The mines aren't permanent in nature. Just a shock to the system. And each one leaves. Crawdad jumps on. Brahe snorts and jumps on. And Perkins says, until we meet again, I never forget a face.
Let's hope we never meet again.
Court date, son. Court date. And he jumps on and he disappears into the bullet.
Where's the penguin?
Come on, let's go get him, Luke.
I'm not going to get the penguin. You can get the penguin.
The bullet ship
Fine,
starts
I'll
to
get the
slowly go
penguin.
away.
I head downstairs. Hey, it's safe.
The Doar comes out. He literally slides out from underneath the bed.
Told you we keep you safe. No, didn't we?
Are they gone?
They're gone.
Are they gone?
Believe me, man.
Did they find the pixie dust?
No, they found a smidge, but not all of it.
Oh, that's good. They probably thought you guys were stoners.
More like moss travelers.
Whew, we're lost, all right. Hey,
Now,
have you ever been to the Astral Sea before?
I think I.
Here, I'll help you guys get the helm back up. We can make it a little quicker than they think. That way we can be out of here if they decide to lap back around.
Thank
That's
you.
a wonderful proposal.
And he comes to the top of the ship. And he slides underneath the FeyJammer helm as El Monroe is just kind of helplessly maneuvering it back and forth, kind of with his strength and not budging. And those two start to get fast to work at that. And Deidre, you hear Lavender in your head say, "You handled that well.
Thanks, buddy.
You really shouldn't try to get on the wrong side of the law again."
Try not to. Very much try not to.
You have to be careful about Luke. He seems to have a hot head. And
He
that
does, but
Pixie Lily, she's dangerous too.
yeah. But I think we can handle it. Okay?
I think they make a good couple. Don't you?
We'll see. There certainly are a couple.
I think that they're probably already naming babies. Do you think their babies would be more half pixie or more half Aasimar? Like real big or real small?
Lavender, that's the one thing I don't want to picture right now.
Well, whether I could hear this coming or not, I feel like I recognize what kind of conversation is going on. And I would just like to interject with maybe they'll end up half and half, like a mermaid.
Moo taps on your shoulder and he goes, "Is that a mermaid with the fish half at the bottom or the top?"
The top?
In the bottom are like a set of feet running around? Gross.
Yes.
Maybe we could put that as one of our monsters in our book.
Maybe. Maybe indeed.
We could write a song about it. I think they really liked our music.
I think they also like their music. We might have to make that happen more often.
I have an idea. We make songs, and I get to draw the album cover. Do you still have that picture I drew you?
Of course I do.
You made his day. He looks so happy. About an hour of time passes in game, and everybody goes about their business. This little penguin goes, "Eureka! I got it!" And
Wonderful!
the ship slowly starts to lurch forward. Not with as much speed as before, but the group slowly enters the Astral Sea. And as it does, the air bubble around this ship catches fire, and it looks
What the hell?
it looks like a controlled burn as this thin ring around the ship starts to slowly burn away. And the gravity plane of the ship is not quite enough to hold the crew down. It's still in effect, but the crew ever so slightly starts to float up. And everyone sees as they look down at their bodies that there is a silver cord that they had never noticed before, sticking out and stretching into an infinite advance. And as each one of you see that cord, you feel connected back to your homeland, back to your tribes, back to your friends, and you get this overwhelming sensation that everything is all right there. Deidre, you feel that your grove is safe and connected and everything is at peace. Roto, you feel like there's no concern, no one's trying to make you famous, that your father's adventures are far away from yours, and you have a sensation of just magical peace to it.
Sounds great.
Luke, I'm not fully sure what peace would feel like for you. But this cord that connects you out amongst the greater world, you know that those you would consider friends or friendly are not in danger.
That's all I would want to know.
And you have all now entered the Astral Sea, and you slowly settle back down onto the deck. You're all breathing as if there's an infinite amount of air supply around you. You no longer are reliant on the supply that the FeyJammer makes to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And the silver cord that slightly pulled you out, where you even realize that maybe you have a second astral body kind of seated in your own body. All of that settles back down to normal, and you glide on the path of the Astral Sea towards the distant Rock of Brawl. And as you glide out, that's where we're going to call it for tonight.
Okie doke.
Sounds great.
What a
That was a
good
lot of fun, my friends.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
It really was.
Stressful. Thank you for putting up with my antics.
Yeah,
Your antics are always welcome.
that was fun.
I'm surprised you did not get into a big fight with the GIF.
I kept imagining that in the middle of the sentence of being there's plenty of pixies on this sea, and then suddenly just the biggest smack in the world just suddenly interrupting the sentence had me cackling for so long. And the poor Doar.
Yes, the poor drug smuggling Doar.
Well, the door is safe for now until we get to the store.
All right, guys, that's going to have to be it for me. I got to get to bed.
Sleep well.
Good week, Roto. Thank you,
See you in a
DM.
week, guys. Yeah, thanks very much. Good night, guys.
I appreciate you
Good
guys.
night.
Have
I'll
a
keep
good
you guys in
night.
the know.
Yes, please do.
I'll keep you guys in the know about my antics with involving Reno and trying to get back home. So unfortunately I cannot make it for Monday's session next time.
Totally understandable.
Yep, because Amtrak, yay.
Oh, fun. Well, good luck, and yeah, definitely just let us know how that goes.
Can do. I'll keep you guys in the know. Catch you later.
And thank you, DM. I hope you have a good week as well.
Thanks.
I hope you all have a fantastic week. I'm going to cut out. I will see you guys later. Send me a message if you have any questions.
Later.
Definitely
Can
will.
do.
Bye, guys.
Peace.
Right. Good night.